Hey guys, got a battle here versus Ragnarok. Um, Forget the numbers after his name, but it's in the title and description, so whatever. He was on T-Flare, and so was I, and we just decided that we had these new teams we'd like to try out. This team that I'm using is definitely straight from Arcanist. He spammed it last minute before he had to leave. Um, so, of course, free team is always nice, so I just put it together and decided to use it. I think that I got most of the sets that he intended right, but in this battle you'll see that they didn't really work out for me all as well as I would like them to, but it's my fault, not his, of course. So it's also going to be this battle isn't sped up at all because I haven't narrated in forever, so I just want to discuss some updates on my channel and etc. So just to get you guys caught up on what happened so far, we stealth rock first turn. He goes for the EQ. I roar into Lucario. Then I go for the EQ. He switches back into Metagross, takes a hit. I do predict the explosion. It's very obvious, but I have nothing that I can really safely switch into, so I have to let Swampert die. And because he's my lead, I mean, really, there's nothing else I know. I want to sacrifice. He would have really helped me, but there's no way of knowing that, so whatever. And I'll talk more on my updates in a little bit. So here, I sent in my Snorlax to take the Surf off Suicune, and that really takes it really nicely. Um, and he switches in his Latias here while I go for the Body Slam, and I'm just going for Body Slam mainly for paralysis here. So I'm hoping that I get the Para Hacks on this thing because that'd be really useful. I do get Para Hacks, and I do predict the trick here because I've learned from my lessons and from my experience as well. And there's no other reason for Latias to come in on special walls other than the trick. But the problem is, I thought he was going to trick Specs, and I do have a Tyranitar, a Scarf Tyranitar on this team. RC gave me one, but I didn't want him to have Specs, and here that would have been the best option to not let my Snorlax get tricked because it really could help me in the end too. Unfortunately, he tricked me his choice Scarf, so that would have been a perfect play to switch into Tyranitar. Again, no way of knowing that, so can't really do anything about it. So I just have to play with what I got on the Snorlax and move on. So I get a Paracrit, which is just lulls for me. Very frustrating for him. But of course, we'll see how things play out, and maybe he does get some revenge on that. And so he goes ahead and starts setting up Calm Mind. So I figure, it's a fucking Crocoon, and I absolutely hate these things so much. So much. So I send in my Dragonite switch because I switch out to Dragonite just because I know Snorlax is not going to be able to take it out before he eventually gets his rest off. Because I know Parahacks won't save my ass the whole time. So I just go straight for the Dragon Claw to get some damage, hopefully for the 2-hit KO. He does get Parahacks here, which really does save me. Very useful. And here I decide to go for another Dragon Claw just to get some more damage because I really don't want to deal with this thing. And thankfully I do more damage than I did in the previous Dragon Claw, so I am able to take out the Suicune. He sends in his I Love Latias, clearly a Scarftar name, so I just wanted to get locked here, so I let him go ahead and take Dragonite out because I know that he's probably going to either lock himself in Pursuit or Stone Edge, and I have Heatran who can come in on both of those moves pretty easily and force a switch. So I sent out the Heatran, and this one is a trapping Heatran. Arcanist said it was really good, and here we go. So he sent in Latias as fodder to see what I was going to do, and I go for the Magma Storm, and that kills it. So that completely ruins Heatran's whole thing because now I don't get to trap anything, and he gets a free switch back into his Tyranitar. So that was a great play. Ragnarok is actually really good. So he makes really smart moves here, which really also goes to the quote misplays end quote, which really aren't. They're just his good plays. So I switch into Celebi here because I know he has Earthquake coming, and he doesn't really know whether I have a Levitator or not, so he just plays it safe. And now I go for the T-Wave because I know he's probably not going to stay in, and I just want to T-Wave whatever he switches in because nothing else on his team has status, so I don't have to worry about a status sponge or anything. And he sends in his Zapdos. And of course, after seeing Leftovers, it's a bulky Zapdos, which also really screws me over. Just because the rest of the team really gets hurt by its moves. Snorlax can set up on it, and excuse me, Snorlax can set up on it, and that's really where the choice item hurt me, because if I had set up my curses here, I would have had no problem dealing with this team, and it would have finished the game off for me. But of course, I couldn't know the importance of Snorlax, so can't really complain about it. But here I go for the rest, even though I'm choice locked. I know I can go for the rest and go back out into Celebi, and my Celebi runs Heal Bell, so I can just get rid of that status. And really, the Snorlax is the only thing that's going to help me versus the Zapdos, because in a 1v1 situation, it's paralyzed, so I'm going to go first, and I know that unless he gets like 2 or 3 crits, because that crit with Thunderbolt didn't even do 2-hit KO damage, I don't think. Maybe it did, but I know that that's my best bet to take out this Zapdos. He predicts my switch. It clearly predicts my switch. I don't really know how, but he really did, because there's no other reason why he would use Heat Wave against a Snorlax, especially Curselax, because we all know they have thick fat, which halves the damage. Maybe he was trying to go for a burn, which he got, but I really doubt that. I just really feel like he predicted a switch into Celebi. So Celebi is actually only able to get one Heal Bell off before I die, and he goes for the Thunderbolt, not wanting to overpredict, I guess, but in case I went to Heatran to take advantage of the fire boost, but it's okay because I just really wanted to get that Heal Bell off. I send a Tyranitar here, and this is a second mistake. I just overpredict. He probably predicts my overprediction, but probably not, because he goes for the HP Grass. I really thought that he predicted my move, and I was like, man, that sucks. But he actually, I forget that he Savs, so he has HP Grass on Zapdos, and I just forgot that set had it, so that really sucks because I have to switch now, so I just basically waste Tyranitar's HP. Stone Edge really would have done a lot and really would have helped me versus Zapdos, so that's unfortunate that he got the HP Grass off on me. So I'm going to pause here. Just Snorlax is going to go back and forth with Body Slam versus this Zapdos. And I've decided that I'm probably going to try and upload battles. I've been really thinking of like quitting, just because I'm having a lot of problems with my narration system, but it's not a big deal. I'm just going to stick through it and stick with it, because I still do have fun playing Pokemon. But what I'm going to do is I've decided to do 3 days a week of uploads, and here are the days. I'm going to try and upload on Mondays, Wednesdays, and then Saturdays. I think that's the best bet. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Generally on Saturdays I work mid shifts, which take up the whole day. Like they're kind of like day shifts, so they go from like maybe 12 to 8. So I have to get my battles narrated and recorded and ready to upload those days. But those are my uploading days, not my battling days or anything, because I'll battle pretty much every day during the week. But those are my upload days. So Monday, Wednesday, Saturday I think works the best. And if I'm doing walkthroughs or anything, then I'll set upload days for those. But for now, I don't really want to get too busy in it, so I'm just going to do those 3 days just for battling. And from now on, I'm going to make it a policy not to upload every single battle I have. This one, in this case, this was actually a really good battle, which is why I'm uploading, of course. And let me pause right here. This is a speed tie because we're both Scarf Jolly. We both use Focus App, so I know we have 31 IVs in speed. He wins it, and he deserves it because of that crit that I got against him. So, yeah, that seals the deal, because now it's just Heatran left, and Earthquake's going to rape. Anyways, quickly before 10 minutes. Yeah, so I'm not gonna upload. I'm gonna stop uploading every single battle I have, just to also reduce on the number of losses, because I do tend to upload losses and wins alike. And unfortunately, since I'm not a really good team builder, I definitely get a lot more losses than wins going. So that really hurts there. So I'm just gonna pick out battles that I feel are really good. They can still be losses on my end, but only if they're a good loss, good win, which close in score, etc. No sweeps. So that's pretty much my score, and that's pretty much the deal. And I'll leave the rest in the description because I'm running out of time. So thanks for playing Ragnarok. Go check him out. Comment, subscribe, or comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.